Well, and I did find, it was Paul Whelan, who is another American imprisoned in Russia. They want to trade him and Britney and it's actually two Russians that are in the U.S. in prison.
King of Death and the Prince of Death.
Yeah, basically, yes. They want to trade those two for convicted Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout. And then also they have requested for the convicted murderer and former Russian spy Vadim, and I'm going to mess up this last name, but it's something like Krasikov.
Something very Russian.
Very Russian. I apologize for my accent on that. But both sound like very dangerous men for these two little weenie U.S. people.
Well, how I look at it, the guy who we're trying to trade, the other guy, our American, he was in the CIA. He knew what he was getting into, right? Mm-hmm. But people are always like, well, why are we not fighting for these people and these people to get out and all this? It's not an or in life. Mm-hmm. And that's what I see when I see, and it's people that I adore and love. I don't participate in the argument because you're not going to get us anywhere,
right?
In the online Facebook world of whatever. But it's like, why are we not getting out all these other people? And I'm like, it's not an or. We should fight to try to get back every American that we can. But that doesn't mean we should trade the, Prince, King of Death to get them.
Yep. I mean, they're still discussing this, and it makes sense that Russia would use this as kind of a bargaining tool for things, of course.
It's leverage, sure.
What do you think is going to happen with this? Do you think that they will actually trade these two?
I don't know.
I don't know
I saw
either.
that they just filed an appeal for her as well.
Yes.
I don't know if they're going
It's going to go about just as far as it would in this court.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Not far at all.
I know, because I saw that the judge who sentenced her said that she considered her charitable activities, her statement about the lack of intent, and other things, that her mitigating factors.
Right.
Yeah.
And still,
because the problem is with Britney's case,
gave
is
her the 9-year sentence.
She admitted to the
Placing
possession.
it in there. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't foresee it getting anywhere with an appeal.
No.
But that is very recent. That happened just today.
And also, let me say this. My heart breaks for her, right? We've all seen that Claire Danes movie.
Yes.
Right?
Broken Down Palace?
Yes.
Is that what it's
Yes.
called?
Broken Down. Yes. We've all seen that. Like, our hearts go out to her.
Scary.
It's
So
awful.
scary.
But I just don't know if we should be trading the Prince of Death,
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that it won't stop there. Even if we deny that, I'm sure it's still gonna be bargaining back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
On what makes sense, because honestly, if they do trade these dangerous Russian men, I think that there's still gonna be a ton of backlash from U.S. citizens of like, what the heck,
But I mean, just also think about the precedent that it sets, right? That we as Americans, when we go to another country, that we can be detained on the smallest issue, be tried very quickly in this foreign court, all as a political maneuver for any opposing government to get back whomever they have over here.
Yeah.
And that, to me, as an American, is scary.
Very scary. It's scary all around. I mean, I keep seeing, images of Britney, who's over there, pictures of her, in handcuffs going to trial and going, being moved from place to place and stuff. And she just looks very like
Pitiful.
Well, I mean, I honestly think she just looks very like stoic in a way. I mean, I don't ever see her like crying. I don't ever see her like much emotion on her face. I mean, I don't know if that's just her like.
Well, I think there's a punishment for being a weak woman, right?
Well, yeah, I think
definitely.
she's being very strong over there.
Definitely.
It's got to be very, very scary with this other language. You're being tried in this other country. I mean, that's like your nightmare, right? Being in a place where you don't have family or citizens to help back you up, and you don't understand what's going on. It's in another language. I mean, it's just very scary. But yeah, I don't know. So at this point,
I do want to say something to all the people who make these comments on Facebook. She gets what she deserves, all that stuff. Let me just be real clear. If we all got what we deserved in life, we'd all fall short.
Yeah.
That's why God gives us grace, right? It's
Yes.
forgiveness and a do-over even when we don't deserve it.
Yes.
And it breaks my heart when I see people like that, because
Just being
if that's going to be, if that's the hill you're going to die on, then you're throwing rocks coming from a glass house.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that
Because there was no malicious intent here.
No.
This is not a bad person.
we all deserve better than that.
Yeah.
We all deserve to give her better than that.
Yeah. So at this point, we're just kind of waiting for them to go back and forth, right?
Yeah. The waiting game.
Very scary. So how does this work, you know, as far as they filed an appeal, now what happens, you know?
Who knows? It's Russian. In America, how it would go is it would take months to see if cert was going to be given. We just don't know because it's Russian law,
Right.
And it's kind of like the Wild Wild West. They do what they want to do. So it's just a waiting game. Wait and see.
Yeah. Well, and I should have linked these two, but I totally forgot about basically us helping fund the war in Ukraine. And, you know, I mean, it's a bad time to be locked up in Russian prison
Absolutely.
for a U.S.
Oh, yeah.
person. So that is just, I feel for her and the family and her teammates and everybody for this. Any other last thoughts?
Just that we all need to do better, whether it's Russia or the United States.
Yeah.
The Britney Griners of the world don't need to be in prison,
Right.
whether they're here or there.
Yeah. And also, if she was playing on the Russian team, I mean, those should be her people too, you know? I would think that they would try to fight for her, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't know.
That's what Trump's Putin.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. Well, leave us your thoughts in the comments. We love to hear from you and talk about any questions you may have on the next episode. We drop new Carolina Justice Report episodes every Tuesday at 2 p.m., so make sure you stay tuned. Those come out live at 2 p.m., but then you can also watch the videos and previous episodes on YouTube as well, and also on our website, justiceislovely.com, under the Carolina Justice Report tab. You can also find us anywhere you consume your media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We are everywhere. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
When life gets